you in a story format, talking about the advanced manufacturing technologies, especially the core area where I have been associated with is on the assembly solutions. I look at car in this way. We know powertrains and all other accessories are important components of the vehicle. But then let us also understand it is assembled with rivets, it's assembled with adhesives, it's assembled with fastening joints and also floor drills. How the car, we have been seeing is important area of how they are assembled. And let me take you through a short journey, and it is rather my journey as well as I started. Giving solution for assembling as simple as a piece of a bolt. It's a very fascinating journey, gentlemen. 20 years before, when we started looking at how to tighten a bolt, this is how our journey started. With a tool that just helped the operator do a click. The sound click made life of difference. Everything was fine by the click sound. There was no data needed by the operator during that time. But then he felt the click sound was enough to ensure that the assembly was right. And he was very happy. I was driving my Yamaha bike with this tool which I carried and then solved the purpose. There was no need for data, but he felt, even though there is no operator feedback, this was really solving the problem. But did this continue, and is this really going to solve the problem today? But then what were the challenges that we have seen in the last 10-15 years? Automotive assembly line is not really producing one variant. 20-25 years before, it was one or two variants in one assembly line. Today the product mix is really the key word. No assembly line is going to make one vehicle. It's product mix that are different, which also makes the stations that are needed to assemble the vehicle a bit more complex than what it was earlier. And as the speakers talked about Industry 5.0, human factor is still very, very, very important, though the situation is complex. And as again, I would like to emphasize, sustainability still remains a key word that really goes in. But fine, this is a good slide to talk about with some English words. What really it means in an automotive world is, this is the challenge that a line has to make. We are having a car that has to be produced with different powertrains in the same line, like be it a electric powertrain or a gasoline, or the wheel being a alloy wheel or a steel rim, and the cosmetics that are going into it. It's all different, mix of variants that has to go in one assembly line. Not only the variants in the vehicle, it's also in the assembly line that is built today. It's gasoline cars and electric cars produced in the same line, and why not hybrid as well. So it's all in one. So imagine the journey of this bolt, how it is going to be. It is having very complex, it will have different size of bolts that it has to tighten, and that poor pneumatic tool is going to suffer a lot. The solution that we evolved in this year and right now as I talk about is a smart cordless electric tool that really helped in achieving this journey. Now what it does when you do the fastening of the same bolt is it gives a clear process feedback with the sensors that it has, and also an operator feedback with the sensors that are inside, like we call it as a torque transducer, angle encoder built into the tool. So this is helping in analyzing the joint. But what do I mean by that? The same bolt which was having a click sound today is analyzed in the data format. Like the curve that you see helps in finding out how the torque that is applied is being generated in the form of torque and angle. So the same bolt is analyzed in the form of data. My friend from Google Cloud will really enjoy that we have transformed into this way. 20 years before, gentlemen, AI was Air India for me. Today it is artificial intelligence. So these curves that got generated with the help of the electric tool was analyzed, and we really said, okay, this is how this joint, a gasoline car's a torque was like this and electric torque was like this. And the joint was really tightened in the right way. And we were able to set the limits saying, okay, bolt A has to go through if this curve is satisfied, and reject them if it is not satisfied. More so, as we speak today, the complicated assemblies, like you see the SUVs and the sedan vehicles have 4 or 5 bolts in the wheel. They are treated with utmost respect, and we are tightening them with the automation. The robots are being deployed to tighten the same fasteners 5 at a time, 4 at a time. Not only that, as I talked about gasoline, SUV and sedan being made in the same line, we also accomplished flexible automation. The same robo can tighten an SUV car and also the sedan car with adjustments and flexibility that is being imbibed. So beautiful hardwares, fantastic solutions are not enough if only the hardware development is there. All these data are today submitted to the cloud, and we are using them for analytics as well. So the power of data is really very, very valid here. And as I talked about, the curves that you see no more have to be manually seen today. The AI sitting in the cloud is analyzing the graphs, and the AI is telling, hey, this is how you set the limit. Model A, this is how you set the limit. You don't need to analyze. The cloud gives, the artificial intelligence helps in giving the notifications. So the manual work is eliminated. And not just that one factor, the whole gamut of software suite is possible through the solutions in terms of asset management. A typical automotive line has more than 150 tools. So managing the asset is very important. So asset management is possible, product optimization, error proofing, and more and more. A software is enveloping today more and more in this journey. So that simple tool, what we were using 20 years before, has now transformed into a manifestation of solutions, right from different hardwares, semi-automatic solutions, and the software envelope sitting on top of it in the proud way to a smart factory. Now, this is a journey that is, I would say, to some extent matured, though it is continuing.